Hello, my name's Steve Rose, and basically, I'm going to be the one that's going to be all about this channel, or the channel's going to be all about, I guess I should say. The entire point of making this series is I'm a pretty intuitive thinker, and I'm a pretty deep thinker. And I know that the absolute worst way you can learn something is to get lectured to and to basically try to read it and try to retain it. That's how our school system is, ironically, and they just try to have you memorize a whole bunch of stuff, but everybody knows that you don't really apply anything that you learn in school most of the time. So I'm going to try to defeat that with my own style of learning. I know, in my personal opinion, the best way to I've ever learned anything is I had to teach it. Well, if I'm learning stuff in life that's not applicable to anybody else, that's a tough scenario to be in too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start teaching myself. The other reason for making this video series is because in 10, 15 years when I'm thinking, what the heck was I thinking? I want to know exactly that, so now I can reference something. So that's the point of making this video. And basically, this is a little bit of an about me too. I want to if I want to give a background of where I am right now in life and who I am, and that's more so for anybody who ever decides to watch this video, I guess. And I don't plan on, hey, watch my video, guys. I don't really plan on that. If people want to watch it, it's cool. But yeah, that's not really the point of making the videos. But in short, I'm 23 years old. I'm born in June 17th to be exact. My name's Steve Rose. Was born and raised right outside of Chicago, 15 minutes outside of there. I love that city, but I grew up in the white middle class suburbs where I grew up. I saw a lot of gang violence and stuff like that. And but I grew up in white suburbia. However, I saw a whole bunch of stuff, and then I also lived right outside the city of Chicago, which I love. Currently live in Seattle. I love Seattle. It's an awesome, awesome place. It's just a different. I love the energy. I love the people. I love the city. I love the buildings. I love the beach. I love the outdoors. Everything about Seattle is awesome. As far as girl wise, usually that's a pretty big influence for a guy in my age's life. Been in love before. I know what it's like. I know what it feels like. Still, I guess technically, am. You don't really fall out of it once you really allow yourself to fall into it. But on the other hand, too, I'm not. I'm still single, and I don't really. I don't want to say I don't think about it too much, but it's not something that's like, oh my gosh, it's devastating. I'm one of those people that I don't think that there's necessarily a soulmate that's there. I don't. I shouldn't say that. I don't think that there's one person out there for everybody. I think that you could match yourself up with anybody perfectly fine, as long as both parties are willing to, agree with that. Um, and basically, what this entire series is about, and what I'm going to be talking about most of the time, is again, I'm a pretty deep thinker, and in my personal opinion, there's two areas in life that basically run this whole world. Where's a marker? Oh, well, I don't really have a marker. I'm gonna see if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. There's a spiritual life, and then there's the life that your body actually lives in. You can't see that at all in the video, but basically, spiritual life, the life where you actually live in the materialistic world. A lot of people are super, super hyped up on the spiritual, and they kind of neglect their own personal needs and things like that. A lot of people are completely, they don't talk about the spiritual at all, and they're all about the material. And in my opinion, life's all about being in between there. Where does the spiritual meet the material? How does one influence the other? And that's primarily what I'm going to talk about. That's, to me, that's the important stuff in life, and I think that's where life lives. I think that's where the greatest satisfaction is finding that understanding there. And I'm going to talk about it, how it's applicable to my life. So that's kind of who I am. That's gonna be what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm pumped for it. And if anybody is watching this, welcome to the life of Stephen Rose, starting at age 23 and going on till whenever.